Good morning, children. Today we would discuss the chapter microorganisms in class 8. Right. Everybody knows what are microbes or what microorganisms. Microorganisms are tiny organisms that can be visible only through microscopes. So, microorganisms or microbes are tiny organisms which can be visible only through microscopes. It means that they cannot be seen with our naked eyes. Right? The microorganisms can be of different types. And before going into details, let me tell you about the branch of biology which deals with the study of microbes are called microbiology. It is a very important branch of medicine, microbiology. There are famous microbiologists and almost the scientists across the world, even Robert Hooke, Robert Brown, even Robert Koch, and many other famous scientists are microbiologists. So we can also be a microbiologist, and very important topic in medicine. So microbiology or microbiologist. Microbiology is the branch of biology deals with microbes and the study of microbes, their function, structure, development, reproduction, and everything is done by microbiologists. Let us now discuss the types of microbes. There are 5 categories of microbes. There are 5 categories or types of microbes. First one, as you know, the most importantly are bacteria. Bacteria are one of the most important microbes. The second one, fungi. Third one, algae. Fourth one, protozoa. And fifth one, virus. Of course, the most important topic of debate, discussion, and disturbance throughout the world, virus. Let's now come to bacteria. Bacteria are the smallest microbes which are plant-like. Okay, plant-like microbes. This is the only microbe which is plant-like. Why they are called plant-like? Because they have cell wall, as in the plant cell. They may have chlorophyll and other pigments, as in the plant cells. So, because of this two reasons, bacteria are called plant-like. Okay, right. Bacteria are the tiniest and smallest microbes. They are found everywhere in the universe. So we can say they are enjoying what is called universal distribution. Found everywhere in the universe, even on your body, even inside your body, inside your stomach, or on the body surface, wherever you touch, on the wood, even in the ice belts, desert, sky and space, and even kilometers down deep to the earth, everywhere the bacteria survive. So bacteria are called universal in distribution. Okay, let me come to the points really, more detailed discussion. Bacteria can be divided into mainly 3 types. Coccus, C-O-C-C-U-S, cocci plural. Okay, C-O-C-C-I plural, singular, one bacteria, that is coccus. Coccus. There are 3 main categories of bacteria: Coccus, Bacillus, Spirilla. So you study the 3 types: Coccus, Bacillus, Spirilla. Now, bacteria can be of much use to human beings. They are very useful. Bacteria is used in our human life in many ways. For example, bacteria can be used to make vaccines. VACCINE, vaccines, antibiotics. You know what are these? Antibiotics and vaccines. Vaccines and antibiotics are substances or killed microbe like bacteria. So bacteria can be heated. You know how it is killed? bacteria can be heated in extreme temperature, like 100 degree, 200 degree, 300 degree, 500 degree, and make the bacteria die. Such a dead bacteria, we call it killed bacteria or mild bacteria or attenuated bacteria or weakened bacteria. So killed bacteria will be used for making vaccines. So vaccine, TB vaccines, for example, TB vaccine. That vaccine can be made by killing the TB bacteria, tuberculosis bacteria, and that will be killed. That is killed, already killed. So it will be injected into our body. Then our body develop immunization, resistance power. So vaccines are killed or weakened bacteria that can be administered into the body of human and make the body resistant against the bacterial infections. So have you understood what are vaccines? So bacteria are used for making vaccines. Now what is antibiotic? Bacteria can be used for making antibiotic. Antibiotics are substances produced by bacteria, not the killed bacteria. Bacteria produces certain substances. These substances can be opposite to the bacterial growth. That's why it is called an anti. Anti means opposite. So antibiotics are substances produced by bacteria which will destroy the living bacteria, which will oppose the growth of living bacteria, that will stop the growth of living bacteria. So what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are substances produced by bacteria and used to stop the growth of bacteria. There are many antibiotics. For example, penicillin is an antibiotic. Okay, right? It is produced by fungus. But there are other antibiotics such as streptococcus, diplococcus, streptococcus bacteria produces streptokinase antibiotics, diplokinase. Many antibiotics are there. So, right? Bacteria can be used for making curd. Bacteria can be used for making curd. Which bacteria convert milk into curd? Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus. So what is that name? Lactobacillus bacteria. Lactobacillus turn milk into curd. Not only milk into curd, milk into cheese, butter, and many other milk products are made by this bacteria. It is surprising that bacteria can be used for making cheese and buns. Buns, you know, buns. Buns, bread, everything is made by can be used by using bacteria as well as fungi, right? So like that, there are many uses of bacteria in our life. Now comes to the next microbe is fungi. Fungi plural, fungus singular. Fungus, they are very useful. In one way, fungi are very useful. Fungi are used for making antibiotics, like bacteria. For example, penicillin. Penicillin is an antibiotic made from fungus. But fungus mostly cause diseases and damage to our properties. Fungus cause many diseases. White spot, that is called ringworm disease. Have you seen white spots on our skin? Ringworm disease. That is caused by a fungus. And not only that, fungus causes food infection, food poisoning, and many other complicated diseases in human beings and other animals. Fungi damage our food, food, bread, and many other food items will be infected with the fungi. This is called food poisoning. So both bacteria as well as fungus cause food poisoning. So food poisoning is due to the poison produced by bacteria and fungi. that damage the food and cause various diseases in humans, right? Fungus. Now we are coming to algae. Very rarely algae cause diseases. Algemoniasis, one disease caused by algae. Algae are, chlorophyll bearing organisms. Chlorophyll. Algae are chlorophyll bearing organisms or plants. Just like the other plants, the algae contain chlorophyll. So they are photosynthetic. Algae are photosynthetic and they are chlorophyll bearing organisms. And algae are used as food. Algae are used as food. And many algae like alga, ULVA, alga is used as food. They are being used as food in many other countries, not only in India. It is very initial stages, but in countries like Australia, Japan, and many other island nations, the algae are one of the most important food supplement for humans and other animals. Now, protozoa. Protozoa are unicellular animals-like organisms. Unicellular animal, particularly unicellular animals. Example: amoeba, paramecium. Amoeba, paramecium. Paramecium. Then again we can say Plasmodium. Plasmodium cause a malarial disease. Malaria, very important and very dreadful disease. This Plasmodium spread by how they are spread by Culex mosquitoes, female Culex mosquitoes. These mosquitoes bite a person suffering from malaria, and the Plasmodium will be transferred to healthy humans. As a result, we develop the malaria spread. So malaria is caused by a protozoa called Plasmodium. Very important, right? Now we are coming to virus. Virus is one of the very smallest creature. The most important feature of virus is that virus are called living as well as non-living organisms. Living as well as non-living. Why are they called living as well as non-living? Because they are called living because when they enter the body of animals or organisms, they show the living properties. When they are outside the body of organisms, they are non-living. So when they are in the air, the viruses are non-living crystals, dead crystals. But when they enter the body of organisms, they will be living. So viruses are both living as well as non-living. Hence, viruses are not included in a living group. They are a special group of organisms. Why are viruses called a special group of organisms? Special group of organisms because they are living as well as non-living. When they are outside the body of organism in the air, they are non-living. When they enter the body of organism, they are living. And viruses are there many types of viruses. Viruses start from small common cold or flu. There are flu viruses which will last only for 1 or 2 weeks. Then right from that there was smallpox, chickenpox, mumps, then SARS disease, pneumonia. There are many diseases. Even our latest threat that is called coronavirus. Coronavirus is one of the most deadliest virus ever seen because they are much adapted to the climatic conditions and they get mutated in every climatic condition. So their life goes on continuing from months to months, years to years. According to scientists, the viruses are living as well as non-living. They are enjoying what is called a special group of organisms because of the reason that they are non-living in the air. When they enter the body of organisms, they are living and start multiplying by using the mechanisms, cellular mechanisms that protoplasm they use for multiplication and multiply into hundreds and thousands and lakhs of viruses within our time. Okay? Right? That's all. Today, thank you.